Hi everybody. Welcome to Monday, week 6 of Vinyasa Yoga Flow. Tonight we're going to do a kind of a hip flow last week, and hopefully we have a better connection this week. And so we're going to do a lot of the same moves as we did on the last Monday class. If you have a block, grab one, and if not, then you can use a pillow or a bolster, or if you have none of those, then that's fine too. We'll make do without that. Yeah, so hope you're all doing well. We'll get started in child's resting pose when you are ready. So just need your mat and maybe a playlist handy for yourself. I'll put on some music, but yeah, you can listen to whatever you want to as you're doing this. So let's go to child's pose. Bring the knees wide and the big toes are touching, and we'll begin stretching forward and bring the forehead to the mat. So take some long deep breaths in and out through the nose. As you exhale, sink those shoulders down and sink the hips back. Turn the hands now so the thumbs point up towards the ceiling, or open the palms out open to the ceiling too. And keep breathing. Long deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then turn the palms back to the floor. Lift up a little bit so chest is hovering above the floor, and then begin swaying from side to side. So a little bit of core engagement and just hovering back and forth, dipping left shoulder down and then right shoulder down. All right, and then go to the left side and then reach out an angle. Bow to the left knee and keep the hips stretching back. And then let's go over to the right side, doing the same. Bowing to the right knee. All right, and then come back to center. Rise up from here, come up to tabletop pose, and bring the hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. Round the spine, come to a cat arch. Inhale, release the belly down, lift chin chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale and inhale. All right, one more to each side. Inhale, and then come back to neutral spine, and then begin moving around in a counterclockwise or clockwise motion, bending into your elbows. Again, they're just kind of dipping the shoulders down, just starting to loosen up through the shoulders and through the hips, sides of the body, all kind of warming up here. Coming back to neutral spine here, tuck the toes under, and then bring the knees wide from there, and then start to walk the hands back to your feet. So you end up the back of the mat in the squat position. Don't worry if your heels aren't reaching the floor. We're all still warming up here. So what we're going to do from here is going to walk forward to drop the knees to the floor, come to the chest and belly, and then come into a cobra. And then drop down, exhaling, push up to the knees, or you can push up to plank here. Make sure those toes are tucked under, and then walk, press back into a squat, and reach forward, If you need some balance, then put your hands to the floor. So let's keep going. Walk, walk, walk. Knees, chest, or belly, chest, and then inhale. Exhale, down. Up, toes tucked under, push back. And then reach forward. Again. And just kind of crawl the way down. Exhale, down. Up, tuck toes, push back. And then reach up. Forward again. Toes, belly, chest. Inhale. Exhale. Up. Toes tucked under. Back into squat. So from here, we're just going to, you can bring your feet a little bit wider. We're going to just stay in the squat just to start warming up through the hips. We're going to put the left hand over to the left and then reach to the right with your right arm, or reach to the left with your right arm, and then put the right hand down and then reach across with your left arm. So we're just going side to side, shifting the weight from side to side, and just getting a little bit of a reach and stretch to the side of the body too. Okay, so you can keep moving like this. If you want to add a knee drop, so my left knee drops as my left arm reaches over, and kind of doing sort of an internal rotation in the hip, you can do that too. But if that doesn't feel good in your own body, if you don't feel warm enough to do that, then don't worry about it. You're just doing the arm reaches. Okay, let's go one more time on each side. 1, 2, back to center, walk forward, drop down, cobra up dog, exhale, back, and tuck toes. Come all the way up to downward facing dog, and then just keep walking actually towards your feet. So you're at the back of the mat, folding forward. Sway from side to side. I'm just bowing here. All right, so bend knees, come into a squat, straighten legs, and then lift up. Drop 4 straight legs, bend knees, squat, straighten legs, and then up. Fold forward, bend knees, straighten legs, and come up. One more time. Down, bend knees, straighten, and then up. So reach up, inhale, exhale, fold forward, walk forward to plank pose, or again, drop your knees down to the floor. Chaturanga up dog. Exhale, back to down dog, tuck toes, walk it out. Look forward at the hands and then step up to them. So now at the top of the mat here. Breathing, and you can sway a little bit side to side here. Pick up the toes, drop them onto the floor. All right. So come back to center and then rise up all the way. Reach the arms up to the sky, and then exhale. Take the hands back behind you, clasp behind you, and pull the knuckles back. Bow forward, just at the waist, and then inhale, come up all the way, arms reach. This time hands at the heart, clasp your fingers, press down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, release the hands back behind you, clasp, pull back. Inhale, exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up all the way. Exhale, inhale, exhale, back, clasp, pull back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Keep moving. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, pull back, exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up, exhale, clasp and press. Inhale, lift up, side bend to the right side, looking to the left. Come back to center and then go over to the left side, looking to the right side. So strong legs here, press down to the feet and come back to center. Take the hands back behind you, clasp your fingers, step the feet wide, and then pull back, lift your heart, and then bow forward with straight legs here. And then inhale, lift up, and then bow forward and bend your knees. Holding for 3, 2, and push through the heels, come up all the way. Arms arms reach up. Drop your right arm down to your right side. Drop your left arm down to your left side. Reach up with both arms, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Step or jump back to plank pose, lower through chaturanga, up dog cobra, and downward facing dog. Pedal it out, walk it out. Okay, bring the knees to the floor. And then take the left leg out to the left, toes pointing forward. Rise up, reach up. Drop your left arm down to your left leg and side bend, opening up that right side. So try not to pull that right shoulder down and twist the body. Stay facing forward. So keep your chest facing the front of the mat so that and your hips facing the front of the mat so that you can get a true side bend on that right side. So you should feel that from your hip to your armpit and then of course up your arm as well. If anything, kind of pull your right shoulder back in this pose. Okay, so coming back out of that pose and now taking that right hand and just kind of put it up, feeling for your hamstring, your right hamstring here, and then lifting up through the left arm. So a little bit of a back bend. If you feel warm enough, then you're reaching for your right heel with your right hand and taking it back a lot more here. So belly pulling to spine as you come out, reaching up with both arms here, and then look over to your left leg and then reach with both hands towards your left foot, bowing towards your left knee. All right, cone release. Walk back onto the mat and then reach forward with your hands and arms here. So extending out and maybe your forehead touches the floor. Keep the hips sliding or pulling back here. And then rise up. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Take your right arm out to the right and then take your right arm underneath your left arm. So looking over to the left side again, stretching through the shoulder here. All right, and then come on back out of that pose. And now moving into a froggy, half frog like we did on last Monday here. Hopefully, I don't know if it cut out for that or not, but I'm just going to spin around to show you what I mean. You're in the gate pose position, but then you're walking your right knee out to the right and turning your right foot, toes out to the right as well. So an intense stretch through your inner left thigh. Okay, so you can prop yourself up and hold yourself up from here. Some people may feel a lot of pain or some pressure on the inner part of the knee there. If that's the case, you can put a towel or extra cushion underneath that knee. But if it's a kind of a sharp pain due to a knee injury that you've had, then you may not be able to do this pose. I recommend just coming back to the gate pose position and walking forward. So this is what you're going to look like in froggy stance, walking forward to intensify the stretch there, but without the toes tucking under, then you're just going to walk forward in that variation of puppy pose. Okay, so just holding here, again, in the froggy stance or not, reach and pull the hips back, hold for another 3, 2, and 1, and then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, pull the knee back in, that right knee back in, and toes tuck under, and then bring your right knee, or your left knee back in so that you're in tabletop position again, and then round the spine and release the spine. back to neutral spine. Let's do the right leg. The right leg's gonna go to, we're gonna do our gate pose positions first. So come on up, right leg extended, the right arm's just gonna come down, and we'll open up the left side of the body here. So again, try not to turn and just think about trying to get to your foot. Doesn't really matter. You are just trying to really stretch and lift through the left side of your body right now. So don't worry about how far you're getting. So you want to think about this right leg that's extended out. It's activated. You're reaching through the outer edge of the right foot there, and you're lifting through the left shoulder. And of course, you're breathing into the left side as best as you can here. Okay, and then coming back out, and then we're going back into that little bit of a back bend here. So the left hand will come onto the back of the left hamstring. And again, you can just kind of take it back for a little back bend. If you feel like you're a little bit too cold yet to go to a back bend, or come back and reach your heel and sit back. So I'm pressing my hips forward, I'm pushing my hips forward, and then drawing my navel to the spine as well. Breathing and lifting. So lifting up through the heart here. Head can drop back or chin to the chest. And then coming out, we're just lifting forward. So pull up. Both arms reach up from here. And then face your right leg and then reach to the right foot. And then bowing to the right knee. So holding that position. And again, you're just kind of, you can place a little bit of pressure, putting your hand on the outer edge of your foot just to add a little bit of weight. Just remind yourself to push down through the outer edge of the foot, the pinky toe side, so that you can get that stretch. Inner thigh kind of lifting up on that right side. Okay, releasing and then walking back onto your mat. And then the variation of puppy pose now. Walking hands forward and holding there. So hips are pulling back. And then rising up. Hands underneath your shoulders. Now take the left arm out to the left, and then do your thread. So thread underneath. And just dropping that left shoulder now to the floor. Right leg is still kind of activated here. Breathing deep. And come on out. Okay, and then our froggy stands on this side. So the froggy gait, if you would like to do the froggy gait variation. So that would be the left knee. Now you're just kind of sliding it out first, and then taking those left toes so they're pointing out to the left. Okay, and so if you're in this position and you're propped up and you feel a really good stretch here, you don't need to go any further than that. But if you still don't feel the stretch, then you are reaching forward and you're trying to pull the hips down, right, and the inner thighs down. So that's where you feel the stretch. So basically, this is half of your lateral split. So it's using kind of all the same actions, pushing, pulling down to the floor, pulling the hips back. And just make sure you're taking some long exhales here as it is quite of an intense stretch. Holding for another 3, 2, and 1. And then walking back up. Walk that knee or heel toe kind of back in, and then gently bring your right knee back into your tabletop position. Round the spine and release the spine into cow, and then back to neutral. Let's go to down dog. Walk the hands forward, tuck the toes under, and walk it out. So maybe moving the hips from side to side, or maybe you're pedaling the feet, bending the right knee and the left knee. Okay, let's step the Or let's just step forward to the top of the mat first here and take an inhale halfway, exhale, unfold, and then inhale, rise up all the way. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. So we begin in chair. Let's do some chair twists. So Utkatasana with twist. Toes are touching, big toes are touching, and drop into chair. So squeezing knees together, and let's take that right elbow onto the left knee. Okay, and holding here, hips are pulling back. Try to draw the center of the chest to the thumbs. And then releasing out, come to center, and then go to the other side. Left elbow onto the right knee, and pressing down into the knee. Check in, look at your shins, make sure that they are together. And then releasing out of that twist, and halfway, or just fold forward with your legs straight there. Shake it out a little bit. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. All right, so from here, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step your right foot back. Drop your right knee to the floor. Reach up with your arms. Okay, let's twist to the left side. Right arm is forward and left arm is back. I'm reaching through the arms. And then close it up, reach up, open to the other side, right side. Another deep breath, inhale, and then exhale, close it up, reach up, inhale, exhale, hands to the floor, step back into plank pose, lower through chaturanga, up dog cobra, downward facing dog, step your right foot forward, left knee to the floor, arms up. Okay, opening to, or twisting to the left side now. Sorry, right side, left arm forward, and right arm back. Twisting to the right. Closing it up, reaching up, inhale, and exhale the other side. Open the arms, pressing down through the feet, pushing down to that right foot, and then closing it up, reaching up, inhale, exhale, hands to the floor. Come back to plank pose. Rock onto the right side, right hand for side plank pose. Open the arm, drop to the other side. Left arm down, right arm reaches. Come back to plank pose, lower through chaturanga, up dog cobra, downward facing dog. 2 more breaths. All right, bend knees, look forward, step or hop up to the hands again. Right away into chair. Reaching forward with the arms, and then bring the hands to the heart. Another round of twists, or over to the left side first. Right elbow, left knee. Breathing deep. And come out, and let's go to the other side. Left elbow, right knee. And coming out. Fold forward, shake it out. All right, come on up all the way. Reaching up. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, that left foot's gonna step back. Left knee to the floor. Reach up with your arms. Then twist to the right side. Left arm forward, right arm back. Reach that right arm now to the left back of the leg. So you're crossing behind you and over. So you can, again, you can reach right down to the heel, which you're leaning back, which will feel like quite a big back bend, kind of like it with our gate pose. You can reach back to the heel. If that feels like it's too much, hand onto the hamstring and just focus on lifting up through the chest. Take another deep breath in wherever you are. Deep breath out. Okay, and on your next inhale, engage your core, and then come out, and then windmill the hands down to the floor, and then step back into plank pose, lower through chaturanga, into up dog cobra, and come back into downward facing dog. Okay, step the left foot forward. Knee down to the floor, arms reaching up, twist to the left side. Arms spread out wide, reaching up through the arms, lift your head, lift your chest. Now try and find that the right leg with the left hand here. So again, this could be your pose, you're just looking over the shoulder, especially if you have a hard time with balance here, or you're looking up at the ceiling, or you're reaching back and trying to find that heel. So you're leaning back quite a bit more into the pose, and you'll feel that in your right hip like crazy. Okay, another deep breath in, deep breath out. Use your next inhale, lifting up, and then windmilling the hands down to the floor. Step back into plank pose. Okay, in plank pose, we're going to rock onto the right side and do a side plank pose. Try and lift that left leg if possible. Scissor it out. Holding there. 3, 2, 1. Go to the other side. Left hand. Try and lift that top leg. This is what you look like modified. Your bottom knee to the floor, top leg lifting. And then back into plank pose and lower through chaturanga. Lift into up dog or cobra and then come back to child's pose. Okay, breathe it out. Long deep breaths in and out. Take another deep breath in, deep breath out. All right, so come on back up, back to downward facing dog. We'll walk it out. Okay, so again, just going through a little bit of a down dog, scorpion flow next. So the right leg is gonna lift in down dog, and you're gonna bend the knee, and then you're gonna tip over, kind of just like you're going to your wild thing or rock stars. You're gonna go to the left side, and then you're going to face, and you're gonna dip the hips back down, and then come back up, and over and up, and then bring the right knee in towards the elbow, and then back. So around, down, dip, come back up, nice and slow, reach, and draw that knee to the elbow. And one more time, come back up, all the way around, like you're trying to just find space, and just go nice and slow. Drop down, push back up, right leg up, right leg to the knee. This time, kick it back up, and then bring it into split plank pose. So the right leg, I'll just face around the other side. So the right leg is out to the right. Toes are pointing forward, just like in our gate pose, and hands underneath your shoulders. Okay, holding. If it's too much, then your left knee is coming to the floor, by the way. Otherwise, you're holding the legs straight and engaged. Okay, another 2, 1. So the burly move is lifting that right foot up and bringing it back slowly, or you're dragging it back. Okay, so your plank pose, and lower through chaturanga, up dog cobra, downward facing dog. One day I will buy a circular mat. It seemed to be that would work the best for videos now that I've been doing them for a while. One day, circular mat. Okay, so next one is going to be the left leg. So the left leg is going to lift up, right? So you're in that down dog, but then you're just going to fall to the right side, and you're going to drop your hips down, and then you're going to pop up, catch yourself in that down dog, extend that left leg, left knee to left elbow, and again, nice and slow, spin, kick around, hip down, hip up, flow back over, extend the leg, bring the knee in. One more time, kick around, relax, come down, and then come back up. Left leg, and then bring the knee to the elbow, kick it back, and then split plank. So again, kind of to make this more challenging, if you don't feel the stretch, then you're sliding your back foot back, right? You're making yourself more into a split. You're extending your left leg more out to the left or up higher to the height of your hands, or even beyond the height of your hands. And what makes this stretch really effective is this, your right leg is kind of, it's a loaded stretch. So you're pushing through your right heel right now, and your whole right leg is activated, and your right glute is activated here. It's kind of one of the activated stretches, which can be really effective. We're gonna hold again for 3, okay, for 2, and then for 1. So you're either picking up that leg, drag it back, or drag it back, and then come back to plank and lower through chaturanga, bring it into an up dog or cobra, and then take a rest in child's pose. If that was pretty heavy on your arms or wrists, then here's where you just do some wrist rolls, or you take your arms back behind you and just kind of, again, just kind of take the load and stretch off of your shoulders so that they can recover for the next little bit of routine here. So another deep breath in, another deep breath out. Rising back up to tabletop and then downward facing dog. Walking it out. All right. So or hop up to the hands and then fold forward. Step your right foot just back behind you about 1.5 feet, and you're folding over the left leg, so a pyramid stance. Push back through the right heel, and then switch sides. Right foot forward, left leg back, left foot steps back. And back leg is straight, the knee can be locked out, and the front knee has a little bit of a flexion to it, a little bit of bend, not too much though. You want to get those hamstrings. And then come forward, step forward. Okay, a little bit of bend into the knees, and then rise back up here. All right, exhale down, and then we will get into some balancing here. So like we did on Monday's class, it's going to be hand to big toe position, and if you need a strap, you can do that, but otherwise I will just show you all the modifications for it. We're going to balance on the left foot first. So start by holding up your right knee and dropping your tailbone down. So holding, try not to hold onto a wall for this one, just use the modified variation. So holding onto the wall just kind of, it'll lessen the effect of getting your stabilizer muscles a little more activated and makes you a little bit lazy. And there's an application for a wall, like in a lot of stretches, but not right now. So just try either here, holding this position, or then you can also progress to this position. So you're holding onto your big toe and your knee can be open up here. So that's if you have really tight hamstrings and hips right now. This is going to be your pose, and just trying to hold, because balancing is hard enough, let alone trying to stretch your hamstrings while you're balancing. So progress to here, and if you have a strap and you want to work with the strap at home, then go ahead and the strap would go around the sole of your foot, kind of just below the ball of your foot, and you're pulling back. So making sure your right foot is flexed for that. And again, tailbone dropping down, just try to think about your posture as lifting up nice and tall. Take another deep breath in, and then your exhale, and then you're just releasing out. So you're shaking it out, walking it out, and moving to the other side. Balancing on your right foot. So go ahead, get grounded in your foot. Hopefully you don't have carpet. If you do, then it'll just be more of a challenge for you, which is good. It could be a good challenge, and then when you go to a hard floor again, then maybe it's easy for you. Maybe you'll just get it right away. So go ahead and progress to wherever you're progressing today. Your arm can be out to your side, by the way, or hand to your hip, whatever's going to make you feel like you are strong and grounded in this pose. Make sure you're breathing and just focusing on your posture. Again, that tailbone is dropping down. You want to think about a lift in your belly and chest. Take another deep breath in, and your exhale, releasing that. So again, shaking it out. Moving to the other side again for the open position. Balancing on the left foot. So holding here, holding onto your right knee, and you can hold on the inside part of your right knee. So the progression is just kind of lifting that knee up and bending into your, pulling it up and in towards your armpit, basically. And you and that will be your pose. If you can extend your leg in any way, then you can be out here, and then eventually move out more out to this side, and then eventually working on trying to straighten the leg. And again, just kind of any degree of openness here is fine, and everyone's starting somewhere different, so everyone's going to look different as well. Left arm could be out to the left side as well. So again, working on lifting up through your posture, breathing, and bringing it back to center, and then bending and releasing the leg. Walking it out so that we can move to the other side. Balancing on your right foot. Left knee comes up. So again, holding on the inside, so palm facing the inner knee, and just lifting, grabbing at that kneecap, lifting up and opening, and so you're opening it out to the back and also pulling up towards your armpit. So here, or holding onto your big toe and working on opening in any degree out to the left side. And breathing. And sometimes one side will feel way different, way harder, or easier than the other side. And that's fine. That's all totally normal. Coming back to center, and then releasing and down, working out, just walking it out, and we'll step to the top of the mat. We'll go through Vinyasa and go into some more balancing. So we're gonna lift up and up and upward salute, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway, exhale, jump or step back to plank, chaturanga, up dog, cobra, and then downward facing dog, walk it out. All right. Okay, coming onto the floor here, so knees onto the floor in tabletop position. Right leg lifts back, left shin off to the left, and then open up for side plank, bend into your right knee, catch the top of your right foot. And pulling the knee back, pulling the heel in towards your seat, maybe looking up towards the ceiling. Pressing forward into your belly and chest, opening up there. Okay, one more breath here, inhale. And then exhale, release, come back to tabletop pose, switch legs. Left leg is coming back, right shin off to the right, and open up through the arm, catch the top of your left foot, and over to the side. Breathing deep. So rolling that right shoulder back. All right, one more breath, inhale. And exhale, let it go, come back around. Tabletop pose. Bird dog is next. Right leg comes back, left arm forward, and then our bind and bird dog. Bring your right knee to the floor, and then open the left arm out to the left, reach back and catch your foot. This is your first progression or just first step here. So holding that, and if it feels like that's good, then stay where you are. So if you have tight hamstrings or tight quadricep muscles, you will feel that here. Okay, if you're ready to go further, you're kicking your foot up into your hand and pulling your left shoulder into the center and just working on creating a little bit of a back bend extension through the spine, but also stretching your quadricep muscles on that right side there, and that right leg, and hip flexor. Take another deep breath in, and the exhale, drop the knee down first, and then release, and then come back to tabletop, switch legs. Left leg, right arm, so you find the bird dog, bring the knee, bend into the knee on that left leg, open to the right with your right arm, get so that you can reach back, and then you're working on just getting a good grip. So walk your hand down to the top of the foot, close to the ankle if possible. And if you're ready there, you can kick your foot up into your hand and breathe there. One more breath, inhale, and exhale, releasing, knee, and back to tabletop pose. Walk the hands forward, tuck toes under, and come up to downward facing dog. Look forward, step or hop up to the hands, halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold forward, and then inhale, rise up all the way. Bring the hands to the heart. Step your feet together, toes are touching. Back into chair, twist. So Utkatasana with a twist. Right elbow on the left knee. Okay, if this one you want to open up a little bit further, you can just kind of do this. So right hand onto the hip, left hand onto the hip, and the right arm is kind of pushing down. You're just working on to opening up both arms and shoulders there. If you would like to, maybe your hand goes all the way down to the floor. Close it. And stand, shake it out, walk it out, rise up. Hands to the heart and other side. So left elbow, right knee. And same thing here. You can reach up that top arm. So this could be maybe your top arm easily reaches up and your bottom arm, that's a little bit more difficult. But try any of those variations with opening, maybe touching floor or touching a block. And then releasing. Okay, walk it out, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, fold again, and inhale, rise up all the way. Reach up, exhale, forward fold, jump, step back, plank, chaturanga, up, down, cobra, downward facing dog. All right, on your inhale, lift your right leg, backing up into the air. Cobra, 3-leg down dog. Step forward, right foot to the floor, drop your left knee to the ground. Reach up with both arms here. And then bring your hands onto the floor on the inside part of the right foot. Walk your right foot out to the right. Okay, so setting up for a lizard lunge position. So for an easy lizard lunge, maybe your back toes are tucked under here and your knee, back knee, left knee is on the floor and you're just holding here. If you feel the stretch here, then this is where you're going to stay. If you want a little more active stretch, then you are lifting your left knee off the floor. Back toes are tucked under, of course. And then again, you're either propped up here or you're dropping down forearms to the floor, and you're working on just drawing inwards, rounding through your upper spine, while kind of working on just kind of, you can open up that right knee out to the right as well. Another variation is opening the sole so that this, it's kind of like a half Baddha-Konasana, so your sole of the foot is opening, your right knee is opening to the side. So you can hold here with the propped up, you can hold down here, drawing down. So just trying different positions that's going to feel good in your own body as well. Okay, and if your knee is up, then you can release it down to the floor and then bring it back so that your hands are on the either side of your right foot, and then stretch back, pull the hips back and lift your right toes to the sky. Flex your toes so that they're pulling back towards your knee. Maybe even grab onto them and force flex your foot, stretching the fascia in your sole of the foot as well. You can bow forward, you can sit back on the heel of your left foot if you have no injuries, flexing your knee this much. So if you have no knee pain, then go ahead, do what feels good in your body. Otherwise, you're just holding up like here. Don't worry about bowing forward because that's just going to stretch your spine. What we want to do is stretch from the heel, calf, hamstrings, back knee, all the way to hamstrings and glutes, okay, for that right side. Okay, now come forward, back into the lunge, and then we're going to work on Vinyasa 3. So arm balance position, and I'll just again show you some progressions on how you can do this at home. So we are set up like our lizard lunge, and we're going to lift that back knee up off the floor and rock over to the left side, and also drop your right shoulder down so that it's nice and low into the right knee. So holding there, and maybe rock, and maybe you get a little bit of lift with your foot. So you can practice kind of rocking and lifting your foot like that. Okay? For the full position, maybe I'll just... So, for the full position, you're rocking and then maybe straightening your leg out, chest to the floor, just like your chaturanga arms, or maybe a little bit, maybe lifting off the floor, but back up and then stepping back from there, moving, lifting into upward cobra, and coming back into downward facing dog. All right, so other side, left, come up. So, step forward till full, and then rise up all the way. Hands to the heart. Your right foot forward. Bring the left knee to the floor and reach the arms up. Hands down to the floor with the left leg. So you're in split. Then maybe moving into the half moon, so half moon position. Again, for beginners, working on half moon is definitely with me here. Might have cut out a little bit, hopefully not. Feeling down dog. We are. Alright, 2 more breaths into that dog, and we're going to wind it down here. Come onto the floor. So when you're ready, drop on down. So bring the knees onto the floor and drop or spin the legs around. Okay, so lean back a little bit. You'll feel your right foot lifts up, and then reach to the center, and then go to left foot and left leg and do the same thing. So try to lift it up, and then reach to the center. Okay, now bring legs and then try and lift both feet off the floor, So the with your left arm over, bring it down, your left foot. So either holding that left foot, holding somewhere on the leg, and bow head towards a little bit more of a deeper stretch at this point. Always kind of important to do the lifting, the activation of the lower back when you're in those forward bends. Usually, especially if you're really tight in your hamstrings, it's easy to fold and kind of round your spine, not do anything. And just leaning and leaning and leaning, and trying to not round the spine as best as you can. So again, remember that you're holding on and you're lifting up. And then another breath in. On your breath out, then you can release your hands down to the floor. This is maybe where you'll stay. If you feel the stretch here, go in and kind of depends on your flexibility. And just make sure you're getting some long deep breaths out through the mouth here. Those exhales are really important when we're doing hip work, any kind of tense openers. Make sure those exhales are a little bit inhales. Knee. you, and either holding your seated variation of figure 4, flexing your right the heel. If this feels like it's really intense for you, this is where you're going to stay. If you want to move into the tabletop version, then you up, pressing down into your left foot, pulling the shoulders back so the sides of the body is stretching long, and activating the glutes here. And bending and straightening the left leg, and then kind of walking back, and with your elbows, you're just opening the knees out.